Hey, how's it going there, Vanguard people? Leonhardt here. I'm not back again with another deck profile or match, just here with some new news, because I got this new mat and I decided to make this video on the new changes to Vanguard. Of course, many of you guys already know about these new rules, but I wanted to bring this to you guys, because it's come to my attention on Twitter and Facebook that there are new ways of guarding in Vanguard. I'm sorry if you guys cannot see that very well. Let me bring this up closer to the screen. If you don't know what this green card is, this is known as a G Guardian, and in this new series of Vanguard coming soon, what is the release date? It says, well, I'm sure this is going to bother you guys on the screen, so let me take this off. After Fighters Collection 2016 release, okay, so it'll introduce G Guardians, which is basically a stride version of guarding. This will also increase the G zone from 8 to 16 cards, double that size. Many people probably already know about the G Guardians, but many people probably do not know about the stride zone increase. Well, if you know about G Guardians, you ought to know about stride zone increase, because these cards are obviously in your stride zone. And Bushiroad won't be jerks and just take away the amount of good strides you can play just for shield. Although technically it's not necessarily that bad, if you really think about it. But the new increase up to 16 cards is absolutely amazing. I do think that the game will go on a definitely a much faster scale, because with the new increase of amount of cards you can play in the stride zone, obviously you can play more strides, but this also makes room for your amazing G Guardians. So let's go on G Guardians first, if you do not know what they are. Let's see, G Guardians have, well, let's go over the characteristics so you guys know what they look like. They are green with gold lines bordering them. They have an original shield of 15,000, so it already makes magical numbers when you use them. Also, the shield box is different for them, reflective their defensive nature. So let's take a look at the image again. And wow. So you just have like the name G Guardian here, and look at that shield. It looks totally different. It actually looks a lot better than what shields we have. They are grade 4 cards, however, they do not have any skill icon like the triple drive, because you do not use them for attack, they're only for defense, hence Guardian. They do not have any printed power nor critical, instead they just say G Guardian, as you guys may have seen. So how it works, for the people who do not know but have heard of G Guardians, they allow you to call a face-down G unit from your G zone on your Guardian circle during an opponent's attack, while you and your opponent have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, of course, and also you must have 3 or less face-up G Guardians in your G zone, otherwise you may not use them. During the guard step of your opponent's turn, you may choose a card with the heal trigger, so basically heal trigger from your hand and discard it. Now, to those of you who have already heard all this stuff, many people are only focusing on the bad and ridiculing the fact that you can only discard a heal trigger, and honestly I say that's not necessarily bad, because if you can discard anything, it's definitely not going to be the payment for stride cost, because when you're paying for stride, you're obviously going to do that for your offensive moves, not for defensive, although I'm pretty sure many people are fluent with that. The discarding of a heal trigger, because you only play 4 in the entire deck, it really does change, and a lot of people in the groups that I've seen on Facebook and a few chats on Twitter have been demanding an increase in the main deck, and I say no. If they increase the main deck, because it's already 50 cards, they could possibly go 55 to maybe 60. Well, not 55, because that's odd, and you want to go up to 60. But then the amount of consistency would be out of whack, and playing multiple cards, because your trigger count is only 16 triggers, they're probably going to have to bump up the trigger count by maybe 2-4 cards, and I don't really see that being a big thing. So yeah, you have to discard heal trigger, whether you like it or not, and then after you paying that cost, choose a G Guardian you want to call from your G zone face down first, and then you basically stride that over your Vanguard as rest, in the rest state, of course, because you're guarding. You must complete the call of that G Guardian and any other effects before calling any new Guardian. You may call any number of G Guardians as well as other Guardian or intercept as many times as possible. So you can guard with a G Guardian, guard from your hand, and intercept, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so from what it says here, now I want to make this perfectly clear. If you're an Angel Feather player, you might have your work cut out for you. It says that any number of G Guardians can be played at one time. So, if you can discard 2 heal triggers, you get 2 G Guardians, and you are already at GB2. I mean, if you're guarding a Vanguard attack and you're sitting at plus 15, 30, if you're sitting at 51k, then I'm pretty sure you're good, and then the rest of the rear guard damage would just be little tidbits, right? Um, I don't know. I'd really like to look back at that because I really do think that's a little broken. When a G Guardian would leave the Guardian Circle by the damage step or a unit's effect, it must be face up in your G zone instead, which counts as the requirements for your GB skills. Calling a G Guardian does not count as a normal call, obviously. So that's pretty much the news to the game that I wanted to introduce to you guys. Obviously, an increase in the stride zone was something that really perked my eyes because I already knew about the G Guardians, and it really had to make me think, well, obviously they increased it just so you can play G Guardians, and, well, you can also play more strides. So I think that's an absolutely fantastic part of the game, especially if you play decks that are too stride reliant, and you don't necessarily want to be at your grade 3, like if you don't play Break Ride, or if you just go, like I have Vanquisher here, and I honestly would say that I do not want to be without strides, because Vanquisher is way too good with strides, which means I can do 4 Conquest and 4 Voltage and all that nonsense. So yeah, what do you guys think? Put it down in the comments. Let me see your guys' opinions on the new change. New G Guardians, that's absolutely amazing. So much fun. Work around that guard restrict. Get to your GBs faster. I could not see any negs in this. So, yeah, comment what you guys think below. Be sure to leave this video a like because it's new news. Hope you guys like it. And subscribe for more. This is Leonhardt out. Peace.